I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we're reading from the book of James, chapter 4, and let's focus on verses 1 through 3. What is the source of the wars and the fights among you? Don't they come from the cravings that are at war within you? You desire and you do not have. You murder and you covet and do not obtain. You fight and war. You do not have because you do not ask. And you ask and do not receive because you ask wrongly, so that you may spend it on your desires for pleasure. Now, having spent my adult life in ministry of some sort, I am familiar with the various arguments of those who put forth that we must change the image of the church in order to keep up with the times. And I have sat in planning meetings of large ministries and mega churches. I've heard many creative approaches, all designed, seemingly good-natured, to win people to Christ, but they want to conduct ministry according to secular standards. And at the root of this thinking is the perception that the battle over souls is one of marketing trends and creative finesse. Here's a sample argument you might hear. We got to compel people without offending them. All right, let's create a non-threatening environment. If we come off preachy, then we'll just turn people off with our message. So let's focus more on everyday topics and creativity and lay off of just teaching the Bible. And to this end, a ministry environment emerges, which puts forth God's word as a resource for positive living instead of the source of truth to live by. And concerning this approach to evangelism and discipleship, I asked this: how do we want people to respond, given that we actually reach them with this approach, this soft sell? Well, the typical response is, well, we would hope that they would respond by being fully devoted and committing their lives to following Jesus and sharing him with others. That they would read the Bible, pray, live in community with other believers, be passionate about their faith. Well, then, if that's what you want people to become, then that's how you have to lead them. You can't soft sell them and then hope that they become solid in their faith. That's who we have to be, if that's who we want them to be, and what we should model, because speed of the leader is the speed of the team. And the problem with mankind is internal. It's not external. You can't win internal battles by employing the tactics of external warfare. People may be entertained and impressed by a tightly produced ministry service, but it ministers mostly to the flesh. And it may impress you in the moment, but it doesn't change someone on the inside long term. Furthermore, an overfed flesh is a malnourished soul. It conditions the congregant to judge spiritual matters by how they feel, as opposed to being led by the truth of God's Spirit, who's teaching the truth of the Word, to find joy in being uncomfortable for the sake of gospel, instead of always having to be comforted by church. Eventually, someone else is going to devise a more clever approach, and then all of your sheep, with your soft sell ways, they'll just follow a newer and a hipper shepherd. Only the gospel reaches souls, because only the gospel has the power to reach us within. And when the internal is ministered to, our desires and our motivations change. A transformed heart asks and receives from the Lord because it has been molded to God's revealed will, the Bible, by the power of His Spirit as we're searching the Word. And that's what we're doing day by day, chapter by chapter, book by book, through the Bible with Groundworks Ministries. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Now, Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people like you. We can only go as far as you want to fund us. And yes, we need your monthly support. Donating is secure and it's easy at our website, groundworksministries.com. Another way to help is just tell people about us. You can share our podcasts with friends and pass them on to your family, post them on your social media. And of course, you can always direct folks who have questions about us to direct them to our website, groundworksministries.com.